Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been an exciting day. My 2023 calendar has arrived. What are we in? We're just going into August. Yes, it's early, but why not give you a little walkthrough? Now's a better time than never. It's early because they sell out so fast, and it was out on pre-order in March, April time, I think, for UK residents, and it's now out on pre-order for people in America. So you can go to the Etsy store for this company and you can pre-order now for America to get yours in as well, to make sure that you have it and don't miss out, which has often been the case for many of us. So I'll just move that there. So I have got the diary and I have the wall calendar, and these are the moon ones. So I'm not sure what else is coming out this for 2023 from these guys. I think there might be the Celtic diary might be coming out for 2023 as well, but we'll have a look, see what we've got, and then circle back. So because it was on pre-order, I did get this gorgeous bookmark sent. And I suppose what this means is I no longer have to use the compliment slip as my bookmarks in the pages, which is what I've been doing. So I now have my own bookmark to pop in the pages so I can see where I am as the months go by. And that's beautiful quality. So the items we're talking about are from, so if you go to Etsy and type in the Flickering Cauldron, you should get their shop come up, and then that allows you to shop from around the world. Well, I know particularly the US. I'm not sure what other countries they ship to, but if you contact them through their Etsy page, because I know I get a lot of questions about this from around the world, then they will be able to give you advice and tell you if they're shipping to you, or give you, sort you out, so to speak. For those of us in the UK, they have a website which is called theflickeringcauldron.com. I think it's in the middle of being revamped and having new bits added to it. So I do use that website, but I've had a lot of people in the UK who don't seem to gel, or it doesn't load up very well on their mobile phones. So again, just go straight to the Etsy page and you can do all your business there and keep it simple. Here is the wall calendar. And these are two items that they have on sale, which were brought out this year. So we have the Book of Connections and the Witch's Journal, both of which I own. No surprise there. And use and enjoy immensely. So if we have a quick look through this. So if we do it this way, and then I'll just show you the pictures, because you don't need to see this for every month. So you get the star sign, the main star sign for the month down the side, and a symbol up here. Obviously it starts your week on a Monday through to Sunday, and you have the moon phases. So you get your full moon, your new moons, and your first and last quarters are often put on here. And then for UK residents, there's quite often the bank holidays that we normally have, our national bank holidays. You get your Scottish and our standard bank holidays. And when the new star sign comes in, so when we move into the new star sign, so this one happens to be on the new moon, but there is also a symbol there for moving into Aquarius, and it also tells us that that's a super moon. This one tells us it's a micro moon, tells us the names of the moons, and we have things on here like Burns Night. Just for example here, so Aquarius, we have one of the we have in bulk there for people that recognise and celebrate the turnings of the year. We have the micro moon. We have got the Pisces, when we move into Pisces is on here. We have the new moon, Ash Wednesday, Shrove Tuesday, Valentine's Day. So it's got lots of different holidays on there. And then let's take a look at the artwork. So here we have January. Did I say it's all about dragons? So the diary that goes with this is dragons and crystals. So we have January. Here we have the in bulk lambs. Here we have, I guess we're going to call this one St. Bridget, all for spring equinox. And we have another gorgeous dragon for April. Here we have May. So of course we have the early May bank holiday or Beltane kind of celebrations. Here we have Letha or summer solstice. July. August, where we have the first harvests. Is it Lunasa. We also have summer bank holidays coming in for this one. Just trying to think. And we have the barley moon as well. We have September. So this one, Mabon, the autumn equinox as well, coming into September. Turnings of the leaves and the colours. My favourite is Halloween for October. November, oh, gorgeous. I don't think we have anything big in November my way, but we're definitely into the kind of Scorpio and then into winter for December. So we have Yule or Christmas or the winter solstice, however you like to do it. So that is the wall calendar. It does have a hole there. What size is it? It's A4 for anyone that wants to know. So it's A4 that way, and then, or maybe a little bit larger, I'm not sure, but it's about A4 size for UK residents. So that's that one. And we have the Moon Diary, which hasn't disappointed at all. It comes with the plastic covers, so if you don't like it, you can cut them off, but I happen to like them because I'm forever dropping my things in cups of tea. So they just spin them on round for the sake of glare. And let's have a look at what's in here. This is me genuinely having a look first with you. I have a quick thumb through and that's my lot. So we have the overview of 2023, and on this calendar again you have your new moons and full moons kind of marked up on there for quick reference. We get a lovely little kind of welcome note from the creators, which are Letty and Chris. So we'll start with a huge welcome to our latest Moon Diary before we blather on like you know we do. We sincerely want to thank all of you for your fantastic support over the past few years since we began. This is a family-run business, for those that don't know, so they tell us about that, and it's a village-based business. They've grown beyond their expectations, but that's thanks to the support of all of their fans like myself who go out and buy these things. So if you're an age-long part of the Flickering family or a long-lost cousin twice removed that has decided to join us, thank you. And then there's a little bit more in the thank you note. So this is predominantly, so this is based on England, British time zones, but we do have time zones here. So you have the conversion chart if you're not in England, so you can convert it here. What do we have here? Country or territory. So they tell you whether you need to add or minus for your time difference, depending on where you are, if it's on here. We have in United States, the Eastern time zone, Central time zone, Mountain time zone, Pacific time zone, Alaskan and Hawaiian time zones. Channel Islands, what Jersey and Guernsey. So we have lots of European countries there. We have Australia, Western, South, Northern, New South Wales and Queensland. And then for Canada there we have Newfoundland, Atlantic, Eastern, Mountain and Pacific, again, time zones. Then we have some important dates for the diary. So quick glance. So it tells us the dates there of new moon and full moon if you prefer to read them that way rather than on the calendar. And as always, they give us information about the moons. So this is a kind of standard focus that happens with this. So it tells us information about the new moon, waxing crescents. So it goes through the moon phases for us all. This is what I like about this. It's not above my head, okay? I'm not an astrologer. I don't know lots about the moon, but this is enough for me and I can understand it. So last quarter's waning crescents tells us about super and micro moons, lunar eclipses. The artwork is always gorgeous. We have the void of course moon. It tells us about retrogrades for 2023 specifically, and then it tells us about the planets. It gives us the dates for when they go, and it happens some planets circle around, like Mercury circles around usually 3 times a year. So we've got those dates there. And it tells us a little bit more about those. So I won't read it all out for you, because obviously if you're going to buy this, you're going to get really interested and want to know more yourselves. We have planetary influences, associations for the planets. So if you want to use the planet for anything in particular, we do have other things. So we have, let's just read one here. So we have the moon. So we have factual information about the moon. Another name for the moon, La Luna. Whilst the power of the moon is ever present in our lives, if you can tune yourself into its rhythm of ebb and flow, you will seriously benefit from its unquestionable energies. And then if you want to use it for magical purposes, so spellcast properties, way too many to mention. So many spellcasting and rituals incorporate the wonderful energies of the moon, use its power and energies according to its phase and your intent. So I'll go back to the phases that we saw at the start and how you work with them if you decide to work with the moon and its energy. And of course, if you're planting, and if you're a gardener or a seasonal planter, that will all link into that too. Here we have some planets. We have the zodiacs. So this is the zodiac moon. So if the moon is in that zodiac, normally we hear the sun. So this one's the moon. So let's just, for instance, moon in Gemini. A little caution is needed here. Whilst Gemini is associated with new ideas, creativity, and also travel, it's an air sign, the combination of which, with the twins factor, can change the direction and therefore the outcome of any spells, usually without warning. So yeah, little bits of tidbits of information for your magical workings with the moon. We have, now this is the new bit. This is a bit that kind of got me a little bit excited. This page doesn't normally exist in the diary. So this is a brand new page that's been introduced. So you have a monthly overview where you can just plot things on there, and they've put the moons on as well. So we can see that. And if you've got like something to do, or you want to plan something on those days, you can actually write it here and see at a glance, and then you can plan it into your diary. So I really liked that. That was something completely surprised me. And for those of you who follow my tarot journaling, that could also be where I would just maybe record my card a day pull, because I usually use these for my tarot stuff. And then here we have January. So January, we have the dragon. It tells us that we are in Capricorn. We have a name for our dragon, and we have a crystal that's been associated to the dragon. And there is also a herb here as well. So we've got kind of dragons, crystals, herbs, and we're talking about healing crystals as well in this one. So we get some information about cleansing, setting your intentions, what you're doing next. And then we have January's healing dragon tiger's eye. Is that who we named them? Let me just come back a minute. No, so this one's Brenna. Okay, so, right, excuse me. Let's just have a look. Can I bring that up? Can you see what we're reading here? All the zodiacs based on our friends and dragons. January's fire starter is called Brenna. So we have Brenna when she was born here. The Capricorn dragon. And then it tells us about her kind of personality. So ambitious, strong confidence about them. Once they've chosen their path, they'll stay on it until they've completed it. Their strength gives them the ability to be at peace with themselves even when they've made a mistake. Yes, so okay, so that tells us about Brenna. And then we have January's healing dragon tiger's eye. The beautiful tiger's eye, yes, it's made more stunning pieces of jewellery. So yeah, we've got some information there about tiger's eye and all of its magical, mystical properties. Then we go into our pages. So the pages for this diary aren't Monday to Sunday set up as many people like, but I don't mind this. I actually quite like the way these are set up because it means you get lots of pages of extra information. So you can see your moon phases on there and lots of information about the moon and things that I don't actually follow because I still haven't quite fully understood them. So we have the waning gibbous, we have when it enters Virgo, the visibility factors, when the sunrise and sunsets are, when the moon rise and sets are, and the void of course moons when they come into play. Then we have our wolf moon for January and more of our details. And of course, as I said, you've got your astrological symbols up there as well. Then we have more information about using the dragons because that's going to be the theme of this one. We have when the Aquarius season starts in January. Here we have the new moon and information on what to do. So telling us about the new moon and how to work with it. Here we have the back page of January, and then we have our new moon and full moon intentions pages, which have always been, and then these two pages are new. So we have the financial budget. So these are kind of usable pages and some more notes that you can put there for anything you need to do for home related stuff. So yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch for people that like to keep track of things like that in their diary and felt that it was just missing in here. and then you have another notes page there. So that's a couple of extra bits that we've got. So that with our budgets and our notes pages. So Aquarius, here we have our dragons, and we have the healing dragon with garnet for February. We have information again on the in bulk or Candlemas. We have recipes for the moons, how to work with them again, going through. We have more information on dragons. I'll do this a bit quicker. Some information on the moons again. And then we have our budget pages and our notes page, and then moving into the next month. So as it goes through, here we have information for Easter as we move into Ostara. Some more moony facts and energy. Information on dragon's blood. There we have budget pages, and we're into April. So not a lot of difference in the layouts between monthly. So monthly it's all the same, but what changes is the information, and this information is different to the information we have each year as well, because they pick a different theme to talk about. And that's the other part that I love about these diaries. So they become more than just a diary. They become tidbits of information that you can keep, actually, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. So we have obviously May Day, Beltane celebrations, 1st of May, 2nd May. Then we have our do not meddle in the affairs of a dragon, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. I like that. So we have more dragony facts. I know there's a lot of people out there that actually love dragon energy, so this is going to be perfect for so many people. I love anything kind of sparkly and magical anyway, so the crystals factors in here for me is perfect. Here we have summer solstice and Letha, and we have a recipe there, budget pages, and July. So we are just coming out of July 2022 at the point of filming this. Oh, we have a tarot card in here. July tarot card, the Star. And some information about it. So August, Lamas, Lu, Lunasa, lots of different names. John Barleycorn, the story of John Barleycorn, for anyone that also knows that one. September. I'm really keen to get to October. That's my favourite month. I love a spot of spooky season. Here we have the Mabon equinox and the recipe. Even if you don't observe those kinds of seasons and Sabbats and changes, it does get you to observe the season at least, what's going on around you in the world, and how you might want to, mark the seasons with different recipes and things. So here we have October, the Healing Dragon Adventuring. October's birthstone usually is opal, isn't it? Because opal's bad luck to wear if you're not an October baby. And there are other stones associated with October as well. The October new moon, so we have a lot of balance in there with our scales, I can see. Here we have Marie Laveau water. Ah, yeah, I've heard of this. I'm not going to give it away. You have to buy that to find out more about it. It gives us a full write-up there about it and what to do and how to use it. And there we go. The Samhain pictures. These just so lovely and cute and fun. This is the bits that make me smile, all the oranges and blacks and pumpkin faces and carvings. And we have a pumpkin soup recipe. Our budgets. November. And of course, I don't know if I've trying to get through this without taking up too much time, but you've got your cute dragons and things and images, as they always do, the high quality level of stuff they do. They move them onto your notes pages. They're just there in the background, so when you're writing over them. And then we have November, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead information. Here we have All Saints Day as well. Magical moon bath bombs, so things to pamper yourself and make for yourself as well. like self-care, if you want. Sorry, there we go, so our budget pages. And now we move into December. So we've got the Healing Dragon and Turquoise, Yule Wishing Powder. Oh, interesting. We have these ones. Our Solstice for Yule. A Stolen Wreath. Oh, Stollen Wreath, I think that is, not stolen. Stollen Wreath. Which you don't get much of. I don't see a lot of stollen around actually at Christmas, but yeah, it's quite popular, isn't it, here? Then we have our December cold full moon and information as we come out of December. A little poem there for Believe. We've got our pages, our budgets, and then we have some information here about the artist. So it looks like Heidi Buck has been the artist for the Healing Dragons and the pages in this one, which is just gorgeous. Yes, now the Flickering Cauldron have started doing a magazine which you can sign up for, and it's online, so it's not a hard copy, it's in the post. So you can actually buy this then wherever you are in the world, and you'll get an e-magazine with a code that you can access, and you can read the magazine. It has lots of little kind of recipes, tips and things on it. So that is worth looking at if you like to have a magazine, or you know, something that you can subscribe to and read regularly with little kind of witchy hints, tips, things about law, traditions. So that's there. Most of it to this point, off the top of my head, has been based on the law and traditions that we know, which are from kind of around the UK or Great Britain, Ireland, Celtic traditions and pagan traditions. So a lot of it is kind of based around there. So if you're looking for something specifically based on your part of the world, there may be things you can take from that, but it might not relate 100% to you. But I think they're, you know, for £3-4, I think they're worth, you know, having a little look at. It's less than a cup of coffee. This I have heard was coming. So they have got a colouring book coming out with lots of illustrations in. So some mindful colouring for people who love to colour in. And then we have the 2024 overview here. So I hope you enjoyed having a flick through that. As I said, I've been collecting these for a little while. I love them. So I have my 2023. I have the current year. So what you can see is I've added tabs. So I just grabbed some tabs from Amazon and I've added tabs on them so I can get to my monthlies quicker. And all you do is you just stick them on where you want them, and then that works. So I like doing this, and actually they're not very expensive. So and they come in a range of colours, so you can pick the colours to suit you and what you want to put in your diary. And I've done that for a couple of years now. So there's my other one from 2021. So you can see I've got them in there as well. So I'll do that again for this one. So just because I know we can show these now. So 2021, this one I've kept because the information actually is really useful to me. So this one we did, I think this one was full of, if I'm right, feathers. So this was feathers, yeah. So we had owls, feathers and crystals in this one, and then obviously colour correspondences with those feathers and things. So that was for this one. And I use this as tarot, as I say, and I've got questions. So this entire book is filled with questions for tarot. So I've kept that intact because I use that when I want to pull out some questions for testing a deck. The 2022 one, again, has the information in there about planets relating to this particular year. This one we have felines, so we have cats, we have herbs, and we have gemstones, and then there's a little bit of feather colouring magic also included in this one. You have your new moon, full moon intentions, and you have information about the moons with this one. And that just goes through each month like this. So for July, herbs for hyssop, we have scampers the cats, the feathers there, grey colour, and our gemstones. And then for August, starting next month, we're going into the month of Leo. So we have our cat jasper, colours, gemstones, planetary does that say stone, is quartz. We have the colour orange feather, and then we have lemongrass as the herb of the month. So I don't think I've actually written anything into August yet. So there we have this month's information about Lammas and some recipes. This one is no longer available to purchase, but I'm just showing you this as a quick. So from a information point of view, you still get lots of information, but you don't have that budget, the monthly overview, the budget sheets, or the that fine note sheet. So this one, our notes are, the lines are bigger. So on this one, oh, look at that, opened it up on August. You can see the lines have actually been made finer, so they've been made smaller, so you can fit more on the page. There we go. So there's 2022 and 2023 for comparison for you. And then our title pages have changed. So instead of going into September like this, we go into September like this next year. Okay. This year still going. I believe they might still have a few of these left. The Moon Diary, gorgeous diary. Highly recommend these ones. Full of information about Egypt, gods, the land of Egypt. So there's just so much information. And what I will do once I've finished with this is I'll do what I did to last year's, which is the 2021's last year Celtic Moon Diary. So when this one was finished, because there's so much information in here, I've taken out the diary pages. So I've taken out all the diary pages and I've stuck some together and cut out pages from here and just made this into, so that's like a couple of pages all stuck together there. And I've made this into an information book because there's so much information in here about the kind of Celtic paganism. We had stuff in here about runes. I was like decks that I had, and I was using the way that the kind of Ogam runes related to the months, and then the later kind of associated trees to months and the calendar. So I've got that in here as well. And this one also had, have I passed it? So it had lots of symbols, Celtic symbols and associations. And there's also, there it is, the runic alphabet for the Elder Futhark runes. So you can see why I haven't thrown them away, but I have taken out all of my diary pages, so this is no longer a personal item, and anyone can pick it up and read it, and I'm no longer going to be offended. And that's what I've done with these, and that's what I will do with the Moon Diary, and it's probably what I'll do with these ones, because I haven't had the quite deep questions in here. So in here I'll take out my kind of daily tarot and I'll stick the rest of it together as a reference book. So I keep them as reference books. So one quick thing before we go, the Witch's Journal, just to show how I'm using these, the Witch's Companion Part 1, and the Book of Connections, which I all use in conjunction with my diaries, by the way. So from the Witch's Companion, just to show, so we're talking about herbs in here. So this is an introduction, okay, so volume 1, introduction, and this tells us about herbs. So I've opened it up just to show you. I'm pretty sure I've got a full walkthrough of this, and then we go into like in alphabetical. There's a few herbs in here, so it's not jam-packed with herbs, but there are a few herbs in here, and it gives you some pages of working with the herbs to use as notes. So it's kind of like a companion / workbook, but not a complete workbook. You then get your journal, which you might use this every 6 months or yearly, because you'll fill these up quite quickly if you're working with them. So in here you get extra pages for herbs. So you get your kind of kick-off in your Witches Volume 1, you get your kick-off of herbs. In Moon Diary 2022, I get my monthly herbs. May. So we're talking about mint in here, in this page. So then I can transcribe, if I want to, this information into here about what I'm doing with it and all the other correspondences and things. So I can put that into here, and then I've got that in my journal as my kind of book for working. And in my connections book of correspondences, I'm calling it, I've actually written in here, so I've wrote the name mint, different names for the mint that I use in the garden, some of its properties, and how I will use it. So I've put that in here. And if I can remember correctly, I think I linked it to P. Yes, so mint. So one of its properties is protection. So therefore, if I go to P, so if I want to make something for protection or get something out for protection, I know that I can go to protection and I can pick out any of these mints, any of these herbs will link into protection. Or if I want something for prosperity, or if I want to make a floor wash to clean my house with for protection and prosperity, then I have that information in here. So that's how I use these books in conjunction with each other. Just to give me some more information, and I can't wait for volume 2 to come out, hopefully at the end of the year. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that gives you all something to think about. And yeah, highly recommend them. Get yourself over to the website. Please don't miss out this year, guys, because you'll be devastated if you do. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.